Hi everyone. This is part 2 of fish skin leather making. The first part I posted yesterday and that was showing you how to scrape the flesh and the scales off of a spring salmon. And so I have a piece here now that has been freshly scraped and the scales have been removed. I'm just taking it out of a bowl of water right now to show you. And this is what it looks like. There's still a few scales left. That's okay, they'll probably come out in the process of tanning and agitating and then softening. This is the flesh side, and this is a spring salmon, so this skin is a lot thicker and harder to work with in the sense that there's just more fibers to remove, more flesh to remove, and these threads here will go on and on and on. These connective tissues are woven together, and yeah, they're the structure of the fish skin. So while you can take some of it away, you don't want to take all of it away. So that is looking pretty good for this one. If it was a sockeye salmon skin, it would look whiter. So you want it to look as white as it can without any of the fleshy bits or dark gray bits on the sides. I scraped pretty hard on this side and I couldn't get these gray bits off, so I'm just going to leave them. But there isn't anything on there that's going to rot. That's the most important thing. So I am going to turn the camera down and show you what we're going to make for the egg and oil tan solution. So I've got egg and oil and dish soap. So I'm going to start with the egg, and I want the yolk. The yolk is the fatty part of the egg, and in the long ago, other things that could have been used would be brains, potentially, although I don't really know much about brain tanning fish skins, only for animal hides. There goes the egg. You could use fish roe, salmon roe. That's another thing that could have been used. So I've got one egg yolk. I have canola oil, or you could use olive oil. I go through quite a bit of it, so I have just got sort of a cheaper version of canola oil. And I want to use 100 milliliters, or I think it's called 10 deciliters. So Lotta Rama from Sweden, she uses deciliters and also calls it rapeseed oil. So there's a little bit of a conversion here in North America. So there is the oil, 100 milliliters of oil, and about 1 teaspoon of natural hand soap. So I go to a place called the Soap Dispensary, and I refill my reusable containers with really environmentally friendly and gentle soaps. So this is a dishwashing soap that I'm using, and I need about a teaspoon, so I'm just guessing that's about good. And I'm gonna mix it up. So when you're oil tanning fish skin, you're gonna end up with a beautiful piece of leather that preserves the color and the patterns of the fish skin. And sometimes it takes on a bit of a translucent quality as well. Whereas with bark tan, which is the other form of fish skin leather I make, it actually tans the color of the leather a beautiful brown, depending on the kind of bark you use. And it can hide any areas on the skin where you've scraped a little too hard, or if there's, I don't know, if there's just scars, that sort of thing. So if you've got a scarred up piece of salmon skin and it's not too weak or too compromised by scars and nicks and things, then you could bark tan that and it'll look really nice. So in goes that. Now this recipe, 1 egg yolk and 100 milliliters of canola oil and a teaspoon of natural dish soap, is usually good for about 4 to 5 sides of salmon skin. This is a really big salmon skin, so I mean I could probably put another one in there and that would be about the equivalent of like two smaller sockeye salmon skins. I usually do sockeye salmon, but these beautiful spring salmon were given to me from a fish processing plant or facility. All fish that are going to a restaurant. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get these beautiful spring salmon. So I'm going to massage this. You should actually massage it for about 20 minutes, and after that you can move on to the next step, and that would be rinsing it in some lightly soaped water, using again natural soap and some water. But I actually like to leave this for a number of hours, if not overnight, and I just figure the longer the better when it comes to allowing time for the egg and oil to fully penetrate all of the fibers of the fish skin. Another time I will do a recording on bark tan fish skin leather. That is a little bit different. I'll show you how to make the solution for that. So I'm going to massage this for about 20 minutes, and then I am going to, oh, actually I'm not going to rinse it after that. While I'm massaging and doing things with my hands, sometimes I have a hard time remembering what it is that I'm supposed to be saying, thinking and doing at the same time. Is a bit of a challenge for me. So after this is done in the egg and oil tan solution, I am going to squeeze out the egg and oil and then set it out to dry. So let's just pretend that's been done for 20 minutes. And then what you can do is you can paste it down on a flat surface, but it has to be a surface you're not going to be using for a while. I usually choose a board. I have a wood board that I can use, or often I paste them onto my glass sliding door for my balcony. Last night I actually pasted one onto my son's skateboard deck that has no trucks or wheels on it, because I just wanted to, I was just doing one skin, and I wanted to put it away out of view, so I put it on that. So I'm gonna let that dry, and while it's drying, Lata Rama recommends that you periodically soften it. So whatever you're doing now to soften it will help later on when you're doing the actual final softening. So I wouldn't necessarily do it right away when the skin is this wet, but after it has dried a little bit, you can work it with your hands, just the way I was showing you, just like that, and then put it out to dry a bit more. Oil tan fish skin actually needs a little bit of heat, so the sun is ideal, not a super strong hot summer's day sun, but you know, just some nice warmth from the sun can help to remove some of the moisture and help with the tanning process. So if you can prop it somewhere in a warm room, or if you've got like just a light heat source. I have a little electric plug-in fireplace, so I put mine at a bit of a distance with the fireplace on, just so it can get some heat on it and start to dry. So then after a day or two, you want to let the egg and oil penetrate the skin as it dries, and to leave it for at least a day, if not a couple of days. And then you're going to rinse it, re-oil it, and then start to soften. So that's where I'm going to leave it off for now, and stay tuned for part 3, where we will rinse and re-oil and then soften. Okay, thanks for watching.